Hey there, fight fans. In today's video, Sean Strickland has received another mind-blowing offer, sparking a huge backlash from the MMA community. Also in this video, the anticipation surrounding Conor McGregor's return to the UFC has reached a fever pitch, with the former champ stoking the flames of excitement by insisting that his comeback will happen in the summer of this year, contrary to earlier statements made by UFC CEO Dana White. So just what the hell is going on? Well, Conor constantly says one thing and the head of the UFC says the opposite of what Conor says. So really nobody believes their promises anymore. I mean, how many times has Dana promised to announce the main fight at UFC 300 in the near future? In a recent interview with Review Journal, Dana promised that the main event of UFC 300 would be announced during a commercial during the Super Bowl. And the game ended a while ago, but Dana, contrary to promises, did not announce anything. Then at the end of this video, concluding his preparations, Alexander Volkanovski confidently shared his prediction for the fight against the formidable Topuria, who many consider to be his toughest test to date.
Because if Volkanovski loses this, is it the last time we see him fight?
So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the fast-paced world of social media influencers and professional fighters, clashes, well, they often occur, blurring the lines between entertainment and sport. Recently, the spotlight fell on Sean Strickland as he found himself at the center of yet another sparring controversy, but this time involving social media influencer Bryce Hall. The saga began when Strickland faced criticism from Hall after a video surfaced of Strickland sparring with Sneeko, another content creator. The sparring session quickly turned ugly, with Sneeko taking multiple shots to the head before the former UFC champ Forrest Griffin intervened to stop the fight. Hall, unimpressed by the brutality of the encounter, publicly called out Strickland, questioning his professionalism.
I would love to spar Sean Strickland.
You want to spar him?
Yeah.
You think it was fucked up what happened today?
Yeah.
Why?
I think he's like kind of degrading influencers that are trying to get into the fighting space, or.
But Sneeko kind of wanted that, no?
But he's like kind of just. When you're an experienced fighter, you should never.
Former champion.
A former champion at that. You should never go into a spar with somebody that has little to no boxing experience. Dana, set me up with Sean Strickland. I want to do a spar.
You think you can do better than Sneeko did?
I guarantee I would crack Sean Strickland.
Really, you'll crack him?
I guarantee I would crack Sean Strickland.
This soundbite's gonna hype him up.
I guarantee I would crack Sean Strickland. He cracked me, but I can crack.
Can I get a chew, papi muñeño?
I don't know who the you are, but in a different setting I might hit you.
You know, the thing about like sparring, I am not a good man. I tell you guys all the time, I make mistakes. I do things I shouldn't do. I'm not a good man. I like to hurt people. We all know this. Like, I've never hid this fact. I'll take a payday beating up this man. That sounds easy enough. But sadly, Jake Paul is an influencer. He sells to children. Children don't buy pay-per-view, so I don't know, man. Get some adults to follow you, and then we will fight. So here's the thing, Jake Paul. You clearly know I can't fight you. We know this. The UFC knows this. We all know this. That me and you cannot fight. But what we can do, you can get in your fancy plane, you can fly your ass to Vegas, and we could have a little powwow. Because you know as well as I know what happens to that. I'll do it for free. I don't need a check. I don't need to live stream it. I will do it for free, sir. So if that is something you want to show everybody how big and hard that dick is, let me know when.
In response, Strickland took to social media, sharing a screenshot of his conversation with Hall, accompanied by a chilling caption. "You all want to see a dead body? God, this is the only thing I've ever wanted. Please, please, I never ask you for anything. Please." This cryptic message sent shockwaves through both the MMA and social media communities, igniting speculation and debate about the true nature of the confrontation. Of course, the MMA community commented on this, and one fan wrote, "Sean, please relax. I need you to stay out of prison so you can run for Senate." Another fan wrote, "Hey, Bryce Hall, this guy, unlike you, actually knows what he's doing." Insane World Events, under the photograph of Wilder in shock, wrote, "Bryce Hall after the first punch." Another wrote, "Me watching Strickland maul Bryce Hall." But Blonde did ask Strickland, "Why do you only want to fight guys you know you can beat? You didn't have this energy for Jake. Ask for the details to go to Puerto Rico instead, and if the $1 million will be in escrow while on the flight there." However, this incident was not an isolated one in Strickland's career. Known for his aggressive sparring style, Strickland has often found himself embroiled in controversy both inside and outside of the cage. One notable incident involved a heated sparring session with the late jiu-jitsu legend Orlando Sanchez, further cementing Strickland's reputation as a fighter who pushes the boundaries of acceptable behavior during training.
I guess maybe for a lack of a better word, what do you just make of like that etiquette?
I call that gym heroes. When he sparred Pereira, did he spar like that?
Didn't look like it.
Exactly, because he knows Pereira will knock him out. It's called respect.
Anybody, your wife, right?
Absolutely not, Sean. Absolutely not, Sean. We don't do that over here.
I respect that, bro.
Okay.
When we gonna spar, bro? I heard we're gonna set that shit up and get it out.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I think that'd be fun.
Let that right hand go, Sneeko. Sit down. Come on, bro. The towel. Come on, bro. 5 times. Looks like a fucking swimmer. I threw 5 towels. They didn't stop the fight, bro. How many towels I got to throw? I mean, where's the ref at, bro? Hey.
I think I had that one.
You did, bro.
Come on, Minnesota.
You sold it.
Hey, bro, you held it down.
You were winning the round.
Where's the ref at?
You knocked my contact lens out of my
We
eye.
threw 87 towels in the cage.
Now, the anticipation surrounding Conor McGregor's return to the UFC has reached a new fever pitch, with the former champ continuing to stoke the flames of excitement by insisting that his comeback will happen the summer of this year, which is very much contrary to the earlier statements made by Dana White.
There is no date. Come on! I'm hoping for the fall.
Conor recently boldly stated on social media, "Super Bowl Sunday is one of the biggest sporting days for my friends in the States, second only to the Mac's return to the Octagon this summer. Good luck to the 49ers and the Chiefs. Leave something in Vegas for me." However, McGregor's declaration only added to the confusion surrounding this highly anticipated return, as it directly contradicted White's previous assertion that the fighter would not be making his comeback until the fall. Well, this situation is very perplexing. Conor consistently states one thing, while the head of the UFC says the opposite. To be honest, no one really believes anyone anymore. Do you recall just how many times Dana White has promised to soon announce the main event at UFC 300?
20 minutes. I'm going to announce I'm actually going to announce a title fight for UFC 300.
Everything about UFC 300 could completely change tomorrow. I know what I'm trying to do. But what I'm trying to do and what are going to happen there.
Do you recall in a recent interview with Review Journal, Dana promised that the main event of UFC 300 would be announced during a commercial for the Super Bowl? Well, that game has now ended, and Dana promised that the event would be announced during one of those commercials.
I have to run in the first quarter and film something and then go back to my house. But you got to do what you got to do. But I have a box over there, and I am not going near that place on Sunday after I do what I got to do.
But as you can see, contrary to that promise, nothing was announced.
Amber Dixon, NBC Las Vegas. What is your big announcement?
That's the first question, huh?
Isn't it obvious?
Yeah, well, I hate to disappoint everybody. We didn't get it done in time for this. You can all go home now. Thank you.
Thus, the anniversary event, which will be taking place on April 13th in Las Vegas, is still without a main event. And it seems that this is becoming a serious problem for the matchmakers of the organization.
Just watch Super Bowl. Why didn't anything get announced? Tell us, Daniel.
I think they're having trouble with the UFC 300 main event right now. John Jones said that he was asked to headline UFC 300. But he says he's not healthy.
Bro, watch that tackle. I sent you the video. He tackles that dude hard as he's healthy. But watch the way he tackles this man.
He tackled
so hard. You didn't watch it?
Yeah, but bro, like he tackled the shit out of him.
That's what I'm trying to
got him with his chest, dude.
He tackled him so hard.
Bro, that was a pretty good form tackle, though.
Yes.
That was a good tackle.
Yes.
If I'm playing devil's advocate, the guy was holding a pad, so he tackled the pad. He didn't hit
he
his
stuck
body.
that dude hard.
He did tackle the shit out of him.
In the ever-evolving theater of the UFC's featherweight division, a new chapter is poised to be written as Alexander Volkanovski prepares to defend his title against an emerging force, Ilia Topuria. As the reigning champion finalizes his preparations, he confidently shared his fight prediction, signaling a readiness to clash with what many believe to be his most formidable challenge to date.
You know, a lot of people obviously talking about submissions that he's done and knockouts and all that. Was like, I don't care about any of them. So have a lot of my previous opponents, and then they step in front of me and they can't do anything. You know what I mean? And that's what I plan on doing to him. I'm going to show him, like, I don't care about the 14 fights you've had.
With victories over featherweight legends, Alexander Volkanovski is without a doubt a very formidable champion. However, it is Topuria who turns out to be perhaps his most difficult opponent. Many believe that despite Volkanovski's impressive track record, Topuria's skill set poses a unique threat. While Volk's past opponents were formidable in their own right, none possess the same level of versatility as Topuria. Conversely, Topuria has never faced an opponent like Volkanovski.
Like him fighting Alex Volkanovski is probably going to be the highest level in a very, very long time in the 145-pound division. A very, very high level. You know, Alex Volkanovski, he's been so good at outstriking people who are bigger than him. But I think he's going to have his hands full with Ilia Topuria because Ilia Topuria is good at boxing. I don't necessarily know if he has the speed of Alex Volkanovski, but I think Alex Volkanovski has had more wars with better opponents.
The champion's adaptability and strategic acumen have carried him through many, many fights. But Topuria's balanced offense could pose questions that Volkanovski hasn't had to answer before. A power hitter with a lot of knockout power and a sharp fighter with good skill, he poses a multifaceted challenge for Volkanovski.
Volkanovski, though, ain't no slouch on the feet. And yes, he just got knocked out, but I think that Volkanovski's going to come back even better. I'm not saying that he wins the fight. I believe that he's so mad at himself and so annoyed for taking that Islam fight on 2 weeks' notice, rolling the dice, flying to the other side of the world after drinking every day for the last few weeks because, hey, listen, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. The man's allowed to enjoy himself a little bit, okay? But he took a chance, and the chance never paid off, okay? And he was made to eat some humble pie. Islam shoved that down his throat. So he's coming back hungry, mad, right? Wants the respect back and wants to shut up somebody like Topuria, wants to put him in his place and prove to the world that, hey, listen, mate, I ain't too old and I ain't damaged goods. But that's what's at stake here. Because if Volkanovski loses this, is it the last time we see him fight?
As much of a striker that he is, like his base comes from wrestling. And that's what makes a guy like that dangerous. You can wrestle, you can defend, you can take people down, but you have nasty power in your damn hands. Jesus, man, I'd prefer to fight Alexander Volkanovski than a guy like this with just vicious power. I give myself a better probability. You know, he's young, he's hungry, he's undefeated. There's a lot of belief in him. But again, guys, if I'm in his shoes, if I'm Volkanovski, how is it that more likely I am going to maybe fight him? Or how is it that Ilia Topuria, needs to fight a guy like Volkanovski?
So, we as the fans around the world are eagerly awaiting the answer to the big question: who will emerge victorious in this battle of titans? Only time will tell. But what is your prediction? Who will win this fight? Maybe many people are going to hate me for this, but I think Topuria has a good chance to win this fight. Now, I love Alex Volkanovski, but I think it might be Topuria's time. I am sure that soon the Georgian people will have their first UFC champion. And then a second UFC champion in Merab Valashvili, well, he's already on his way. I'm pretty sure of that too. So, what do you think about all of this? Let me know down in the comments, as it is very interesting to hear.
That is all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it is very important to us. And thank you all in advance.